Welcome back to the channel, everybody. For those of you who are new, my name is Austin Silver. I appreciate you being here. If you enjoy videos about day trading, crypto, forex, stocks, all that fun stuff, technical analysis, trading psychology, make sure you subscribe, drop a comment, say what's up, and join the family. Today, we're going to go over 4 trades. I want to show you what we call the D1 entry signal. This is a signal that I teach in our course. And if you want to take the course and join our VIP community, I'll put links in the description for that. So if you want to learn how to do this, I'm going to show you a little bit today. But if you really want to dive deep and then get active with me in our Discord every day, just click the link in the description or go to www.asfx.biz. Vince will put that link right here on the screen for you guys. So today we're going to start with my trade of the week. This was a short position I took on Wednesday. Today is Friday. So I held this trade from Wednesday into Thursday when I got stopped out in profit. This was a D1 entry off the 50 EMA on Bitcoin. So if you look at the screen, you'll see the bias comes from what we use here at the bottom. This is called a TDI, and I teach you how to use the TDI in the course. The yellow line here is a moving average applied to volume. That has been back tested and is proven to give us our trend for the day. So you can see majority of the day is spent below the 50 value. So that tells us that there's bearish market sentiment. On the higher time frames, we know Bitcoin and stocks, everything is very bearish right now as well. We're in a bear market. So any opportunity we get to take this thing to the downside, I like to at least get some risk on it, even if it's a smaller position like I did here, because I know that it can pick up momentum and move a lot. So the D1 entry presents, but there was resistance zones in the way, which could talk you out of the trade. As you're coming off the 50 EMA here, I'm going to show you the 1-minute chart in a second where we take entry, but this is the 15-minute chart. So as you're coming off the 50 EMA, you're looking to continue this downshift of the 8 and the 21 EMAs. You're looking to ride, what we call ride, that downshift. There is a zone at low of day, that orange box right here that's in your way, and then yesterday's low is also in the way. But because that downshift is so powerful, especially on indices and Bitcoin, you can see it carries all the way through to ADR by 12 o'clock. That's average daily range. And in the course, I teach you how to read take profit levels using ADR as one of the parameters for that. Now, if we take a look at the 1-minute chart, you're going to see this is where the pattern comes in. This is what you're going to see across all 4 trades in this video. There's bearish divergence here on the 1-minute. That shows us when the RSI is falling and price is rising, that volume is actually dropping and price rising is almost like a fake out. So as that sets up, we know that that means change. Get this straight, everybody. Divergence means change. Once that change has set in and we put a lower high in under that divergence, now I start to get interested for shorts. But I waited. I wanted to make sure that the 15-minute shifted down. I wanted to make sure that on the 15-minute, the 8 EMA got under the 21 because that's when I know this thing can fall over. And that's when I want to be involved in it. So now that we have the short bias confirmed on the technicals, it lines up with the higher time frames, it lines up with the fundamentals, then we're looking for 50 EMA retests for our entry signal. What helps us a lot is when this 1-minute market sentiment line is in the sell zone under the 50 value when we're going short. The stop goes at the structure point previous. And again, I go over this in really good detail in the course. I'm going fast right now because it's YouTube. And you can see me do this live every day on ASFX TV. And if you haven't signed up for that, there's a 3-day free trial. Again, asfx.tv is the website, www.asfx.tv, and there'll be a link in the description for that as well. So you can take the course, learn how I trade, and then come watch me and other funded traders execute the systems in the course live every day. It's really the full package with us. So the 50 EMA retest, that's where we're looking to go short. Market sentiment's in the sell zone. If that market sentiment line holds the sell zone, this will fall over. As it pulls up into the buy zone here, the reason I did not get out of the trade is because it actually presented an A2 entry here on the 15-minute, as you can see from my notes. And that's our newest entry signal that we've been backtesting, and that told me to stay in the trade. I did. The next 15 minutes it comes down, we hold the downshift and run to ADR. Now, what I could have done better, because I always have to show you my mistakes with my good stuff, what I could have done better, as you can see, the trade runs about 7R overall. I didn't close any when we were down at ADR. I took 50% off at 3R and I held the other 50% of the trade because I had a small position to begin with. So because it was a small position, I was willing to hold it and try to swing it into Friday, but it ended up stopping me out in profit. So I could have done better to take some more off, especially when it shifted up here yesterday at Thursday. This would be at like 8:30 in the morning, right before New York Open. I could have closed more there for sure. But that's why we're always trying to get better. So now let's keep going with the pattern. So I want you to see, again, this is the D1 entry using the divergence on the 1-minute. Let me go to another trade just so you can see it very similarly. This goes all the way back to April 11th. Look here. This is the 15-minute chart. Again, where is the market sentiment line first? It's in the sell zone. It's under the 50 value. So more sellers are in control than buyers. We're coming off the 50 EMA, holding it to the downside. That's great. On the 1-minute, you find divergence, bearish again, because we're going short. You see the RSI is falling, price action is rising. You put in a lower high here, a lower high here, and look at that. 50 EMA retest. A retest is when it comes up through it and then back down through it following the trend. The stop here goes at the divergence high because there is no difference really in distance between this as the lower high or this, so I always go with the top to be safe, because if it reversed and took out the divergence high, I would not want it. This dark blue line up here, that's the 15-minute 50 EMA. We wouldn't want it short if it breaks up through the 15-minute 50. So the market sentiment line here on the 1 minute says it should hold in the sell zone and this should fall over, and that's exactly what it does. This one rips 10R by the end of the day through ADR. So you can see, same idea. Look at the shift. You wait for the 8 to get under the 21. That's the yellow EMA. Once that's under the 21, because the market sentiment line said short, you're going to the 1 minute to find your divergence, find your entry point, and find your stop loss. That's the D1 entry in a nutshell. Again, I'm going to show you another example. This looks very similar to my trade yesterday. Look at the low a day zone. Market sentiment is in the sell zone at entry. Starts the day in the buy zone, but drops into the sell zone. This is back on May 16th, so just a couple of days ago. Here, you can see the low a day zone is our take profit area. If you go to the 1 minute, and again, look, we're coming off the 50 EMA. We're waiting for the 8 to get under the 21. Then we come to the 1 minute and we look for the 50 EMA retest. That's that blue line right there. The light blue is the 50 EMA on all time frames. You have the bearish divergence in play. I have some channels drawn in just because I'm starting to play with that a little bit. But look at the market sentiment. The yellow line is in the sell zone as it retests the 50. Stop here goes at the previous structure point. You could go with the top if you'd like, but here's another lower high. I didn't want to go here because that is the structure point that you're entering on. So I would go with it right here. That's the way we read the D1. So you're seeing it's divergence off the 50 EMA, you go to the 1 minute. When it shifts down from the 15 minute, you go to the 1, you find the divergence off that 15 minute 50, and that's where you look to ride this thing lower. And I've got one more for you here. So again, coming down off the 50 EMA, looking for this to hold that downshift. See the 8 is under the 21, looking for it to move lower. Look at the low a day support. It bounced off the low a day support here already, but we're trading into that zone to ride the momentum in the 8 and 21 EMA downshift, just like I showed you on the other examples. Same thing here. Bearish divergence with the RSI falling, price action rising, very clear lower highs as it comes down through the 50 on a 50 EMA retest with the L50 in the sell zone. That's the move. Even here, a lower high here comes back down through the 50. L50 is still in the sell zone. New York stock market opens and it tanks into the open. And then because the open creates some volatility, ends up coming all the way back up. So in the course, I teach you how to manage risk too, where when you take a position, if it moves 1R, 2R, 3R, 4R, you're moving your stop loss. You're taking profit like I could have done better to do in my trade, right? That's what we teach in the course. So don't judge me on my couple of mistakes. I share my mistakes on here so you guys can learn from them. The system itself works. It's about how well can we follow that system. So if you want to learn more, links are in the description to watch us trade live every day on ASFX TV. And if you want to take the course, there's going to be a special link for that as well. Make sure you guys check that out. Please drop a comment if you have any questions. I'm here to help in any way that I can. You can follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, and make sure you're subscribed here to stay updated with my videos. I appreciate your time always, and I'll see you guys in the next one.